Welcome to Chapter 5, Section 4. In this section, we will cover why to pick a .com, secure search, aka the not provided keywords, schema markup, and what schema.org is, as well as the schema markup project, and the tools and services that I use for that I think are important while doing SEO. So let's go to why pick a .com. So is a .com really better than all the other dots? Short answer, yes. This is because the web is a .com universe. When people think of the web, they automatically think .com. It wasn't called the internet company bubble crash or the online business bubble crash. It was called the .com bubble crash. Think of every major player on the web. See any .nets? How about .biz? The occasional .org, yes, but overwhelmingly it's a .com world. It's easier to match people's perceptions than it is to change them. To the public, it's assured that all domains end in .com, unless you specifically tell them otherwise. If you don't have a .com, it forces you to emphasize the suffix part of your domain instead of the name itself when marketing. It's not a good branding strategy. So how bad can it be? If you don't have a .com suffix, this is how your marketing pitches will go. Go check out my website. It has absolutely everything you're looking for. Wow! So what's the address? It's www.veryhelpfulwebsite.biz. Very helpful website. Got it. Don't forget the .biz. What? .biz. If you just type in very helpful website without the biz, it'll take you to the .com version, which is a totally different website. In fact, it's not even a real website. It's being squatted on by some dude who's filled the page with AdWords hoping to make a few bucks. I tried to buy it, but he said no. Dude, so why then did you get very helpful website.biz? Well, you see, it's a really good name with great keywords, but unfortunately the .net, .org, and .info versions were already taken. So wait, instead of just picking a different name that has a .com, you're going to spend the rest of your life explaining to people that they must remember the .biz, or they'll go to some crappy spam site. Well, yeah. Make your online life easier. This doesn't have to be your destiny. Try really hard to get a .com. Your browser defaults to the .com option if you leave off the suffix. It feels more real, and everyone just assumes that a .com suffix exists unless you tell them otherwise. So let's move on to encrypted search. Nearly 2 years after making one of the biggest changes to secure search that resulted in a steady rise in not provided data, Google has switched all searches over to encrypted searches using HTTPS. This means no more keyword data will be passed to site owners. Boo. Encrypted Google searches don't pass the keyword data through to websites, therefore eliminating the ability to track users by their keyword searches. The biggest impact for many site owners has not been able to segment users by keywords within their web analytics. It's also really hampered keyword research, admittedly. To publish any intention of Google's motives for this move would be pure speculation, not wanting to feed the rumor mill or feed any false speculation. Search Engine Watch has reached out to Google for comment. What they came back with is, we added SSL encryption for our signed-in search users in 2011, as well as searches from the Chrome Omnibox earlier that year, a Google spokesperson told Search Engine Watch. We're now working to bring this extra protection to more users who are not signed in. So when encrypted search initially launched in May 2010, Google initially had an encrypted search on a separate URL. A year later, in 2011, Google started redirecting all users who were, specifically US users who were signed into their Google accounts, to the encrypted version at https://google.com. This led to the now infamous not provided a row in keyword data in Google Analytics and other web traffic software packages. When questioned, Cutts was quick to respond that it was estimated that the amount of not provided visits, even at full rollout, would still be in the single-digit percentages of all Google searchers on Google.com. As time rolled on, the conversion to encrypted search expanded globally to all signed-in users, and then even further to include default searching in Firefox. Just last month, BrightEdge released a study finding the percentage of not provided data was over 50% for some industries. There's some methods determining not provided data via Webmaster Tools, while it's not exactly foolproof, it can be useful to determine trends. At this point, it seems that even when you aren't logged in, using private browsing or incognito mode and forcibly typing http://google.com, you are being redirected to the secure encrypted version and leading to a total removal of keyword data. So that brings us to Schema.org. Schema.org is the centralized home on the web for the Schema project, a collaboration between Google, Bing, and Yahoo, as well as Russian search engine Yandex. That's the one who's trying search without links, to standardize structured markup. So can Schema improve SEO? Including Schema microdata in your HTML code can help search engine crawlers interpret the content of your pages more effectively. This in turn increases your visibility, but it's important to note that including Schema or any other structured markup format in your code is not a quick and dirty SEO hack, so to say. Think of Schema as a best practice to make it easier for search engines to find and display your content. So does Schema improve rankings? No, not at this time. Google claims that the inclusion of Schema microdata is not currently used as a ranking signal. However, it does improve your site's rich snippets, which can help your site appear more prominently in SERPs. So what else can Schema do for you? Aside from making it easier for search engines to properly categorize your site's content, marking up your pages with Schema microdata can also be used to define and display rich snippets of your content in the SERPs. Contrary to common misconception, Google does in fact use Schema markup to display rich snippets. Clear, concise, rich snippets can result in higher click-through rates, as users can quickly and easily determine whether the content on your site is what they're looking for. So here's the tools that I use when I'm doing SEO. Google Analytics. It's to the online marketer like air is to a person. You can't live without it. If you're not using Google Analytics, you need to start doing so as soon as possible. There's no other data source that provides high quality and detailed information like Google Analytics. In a Google-dominated era, specifically in the US, it's what we have to work with, and most of the other tools simply piggyback on Google's data using their API. You can't ignore Google Analytics. Virtually all the actionable and important data about site visitors, traffic, etc. comes from this source. Second, Google Webmaster Tools. If Google Analytics is the heir to the online marketer, then Webmaster Tools is the food that the online marketer eats. The Webmaster in Google Webmaster Tools, it's a bit of a misnomer. The tool is more for SEOs than it is for webmasters. It's the very focus of the tool has to deal with search and optimization. Some of Webmaster's Tool's best insights come just from glancing at the dashboard. SEOs and marketers need to keep up with this dashboard on a regular basis. This provides some of the same data as analytics, but in a simpler, more straightforward way. There's less tweaking you can do with the numbers, but easier access to them, if that makes sense. And one of the most important data sets from Google Webmaster Tools is the link data. Just go to search traffic, links to your site, and then more. Staying up to date with toxic backlinks is one of the most important defensive actions you can take. So if you've ever had to deal with a manual penalty or are routinely disavowing stubborn spam links, you'll become very familiar with Webmaster Tools. It's indispensable. You need the data, you need the tool, and you need the power. I wish really more SEOs saw the value of Webmaster Tools and used it more. Number 3, Keyword Planner. This used to be the keyword tool, and this has been replaced by the Keyword Planner and it's the premier way of researching keywords at this point. You can find the Keyword Planner by logging into AdWords and going to Tools and then Keyword Planner. The Keyword Planner is the place to start when you do any keyword research. It provides much of the functionality of the erstwhile keyword tool. The focus, however, is on AdWords generation rather than simple organic keyword research. And this is the premier keyword research tool. You can't expect to do much real keyword research without using it. You should use it and become very familiar with it if you're going to do SEO. 4, the Moz Bar. I love the Moz Bar. Knowledge is the name of the game with the Moz Bar. When you think about it, SEO has a lot to do with knowing the right things. The Moz Bar helps you discover the right stuff at a glance. Moz Bar button sits right up in your browser toolbar, the place where all the action's going on. If you click on the Moz Bar, you'll generate an instant report on the website that you're visiting. You can position it pretty much anywhere, and it has 3 main categories of data. the page elements, page attributes, and link data. Page elements display the nuts and bolts of on-page SEO. There's a lot of information accessible at just a glance. You can see the various tags, title, description, H1s, etc. Page attributes show some below-the-surface on-site optimization features. And this is like robots, rel equals canonical, and load time. Additionally, you can find out on-page link data. And then finally, the link data tab has ranking factors and more information on a site's links. Complete information is only available, of course, for the paid subscription, but whatever. It's amazing, and it's a robust tool for free. Number 5, SEO Workers Analysis Tool. This analysis tool allows you to plug in a website URL, any website, even if it's not your own, and generate a report. SEO Workers doesn't provide anything new, really, but it does save a lot of time in analysis. Also, it provides background information on the data. The report quick and detailed. Some of the data, like the HTTP headers check, is under the hood stuff that you wouldn't normally think to check for. And other analyze features provide helpful icons to show if you're doing well, if you need to pay attention to something, stuff like that. Here is SEO Workers' unique feature. They teach you about SEO in addition to showing you the SEO data that matters, within each analyze category. The report provides a detailed discussion, often a video featuring map cuts. The keyword analysis is comprehensive. It displays head terms, which are single keywords, 2 and 3, and forward key phrases, which are your long tail keywords. It provides a lot of information, and some of it is a little bit different than other SEO reporting tools. However, it can be an information overload. For the experienced SEO, the discussion in each section is superfluous, but for new SEOs who are still learning the tricks of the trade, it could be useful. Number 6, WooRank. At first glance, WooRank just kind of appears to be another freemium website analyzer, but if you look more closely, it gives handy insights to some not so obvious stuff. You can analyze any website and generate a report in seconds. One note, though. WooRank first displays the top priority section. There's, and this is one of the downsides of the tool. Somehow it often reads 404 errors where there are none, detects a lack of a fav icon if you don't, even if you have one, and will say that you don't have a robot's text files on occasion, even though you have one. All of these are kind of inaccurate. So, but more positive parts. The geodata is insightful, although analytics does provide similar information. The social shareability is really where WooRank stands out. Few free analysis tools are able to aggregate this much social network data in a single place. The most outstanding feature of WooRank that I want to point out is the mobile section. Free SEO analysis tools rarely provide this level of data and perspective. So it's got an easy interface, and you get a good amount of data, and it's free. It gets high marks, but there's some data that's inaccurate. As long as you're aware of that and conscious of it, you'll have no problem. That brings us to quicksprout.com. It's a final free tool at your disposal. The visual layout's clean and intuitive, providing plenty of crucial information, and it provides a really robust competitive analysis. Part of the success of online marketing is knowing how your competitors are doing, and information about their websites is kind of free for the looking. So this is a helpful perspective both on your own site, but especially on a side-by-side comparison of your competitors. So that brings us to... That's it for Chapter 5. In Chapter 6, we'll be doing a full comprehensive on-site SEO audit. I look forward to seeing you.